All right, viewers, welcome back to this episode of Aspen Uprooted. We are excited to have you with us today. We have a special guest in the credit union today, Dante Colicheski with Black Hills Realty, one of the young, upcoming, rising stars in the realty world in Rapid City. So we're excited to get to know him, a little bit more about his background, how he got into real estate, all the trials and tribulations that come with it, and all the wonderful things that come along with helping members find their dream homes. Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks for being on, Dante.
Yeah, thanks guys. I know Miles has been asking me for quite a while.
Months. It's like been pulling teeth to get him on here.
Oh, I ducked and dodged him.
We finally got him after I sent my bulldog Sammy after him to get him here.
Camera operator is cheating.
Yep.
I thought I was being hacked. It's like Aspen's calling me. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I get a text a week ago, and he's like, "Oh, you're getting other people to do your dirty work for you, huh?" And I'm like, "Who is this?" And he's like, "You don't even have my number saved? How rude."
Yeah, he didn't save my number.
But it was Sammy tracking him down, making him be here.
Okay.
So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us. Maybe you want to start by telling us about yourself, your background.
Yeah.
Where are
Yeah,
you
so Dante Colicheski, raised here basically my whole life. Been in Rapid City 24 years outside of college, really. Met my girlfriend, now wife, here. Went to high school with her, high school sweethearts. She'd kill me if I didn't mention that on YouTube. So, yeah, and then post-college, my dad has been in the real estate world for many, many years. And he's been a realtor for a few of those as well. And that's kind of how I got my in to the real estate world.
Nice. So how long have you been doing real estate now?
Just celebrated 2 years of being licensed like 2 weeks ago, probably.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So still new. Followed him around for a few months before actually going and doing the thing and getting that license. But yeah, 2 years, it feels like a lot longer than that.
Sure. Yeah, goes by fast.
Yeah.
But yet a lot happens. So how hard is the test? We always ask realtors that question. How hard is the test? Because everyone thinks, oh, I'll just go be a real estate agent. It'll be easy breezy.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. And, I thought the same thing. So my dad kept telling me, I was in college at the time that I decided switching gears into this profession. And he's like, yeah, you got to study. Here's what I used. Do this. I'm like, no, I still got to graduate college. I'll study that instead. Got back to Rapid. I had like a month before my exam. Did a little bit of work, went in there, and just did not do good. So I was like, okay, maybe I actually have to study for this. But it wasn't too hard, that switch, because I so recently graduated college. I had those study skills and all that. So that second time around, it's a lot easier, but a lot of people end up doing the same thing I did, and taking that exam, failing, maybe failing a few more times before actually passing. But there's a lot of stuff on those preps. It's similar to anything, you take your entrance exam or you interview for the position, something like that, and then it's really a trial by fire. You take this and you're like, great, I learned all that, and now the real job has not much to do with that.
It's like Top Gun Maverick when he takes the manual and throws it in the dumpster.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Forget everything you learned.
Yep, exactly.
Moving on to the real world.
I mean, there's stuff that transfers, but a lot of it's like common knowledge, like ethical stuff. So yeah, it's completely different when you actually get out there. They give you your license, you're like, now what do I do with this? Because it's, you're a business owner, so you don't really, I got lucky having my dad there to help me along the process. But if you're an agent starting out on your own, no team, nobody to mentor you, it's got to be tough. I mean, you don't know where to go, really.
It's a competitive market for sure. There's a lot of realtors
in lot of
this
real estate
area.
Agents. Yep, everyone and their grandma knows a couple agents to refer to you.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah, I think having a mentor is very important in pretty much every business that you can actually get into. Like, he was my mentor. Whether that was good or bad still remains to be seen, but no, I'm just kidding.
I only take credit for the good things.
Yeah. When I screw up, he's like, I don't know who he is. I didn't teach him.
I don't know who that guy.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, so you've been branch manager at the West location, and you're doing your EVP school, right?
The Deuce. I'm doing CUNA management school.
Yeah.
Yep. Be a certified credit union executive. Yep.
Yeah, so that's
University
exciting.
of Wisconsin.
crazy. And you were gone for a while.
Yeah, in Madison.
So did you complete that?
Nope, 3 years. So
3 years.
Well, I didn't know this. You have to go back every year.
2 more years. Yep.
Oh,
Dang.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's extensive.
It's legit. You
Yeah.
get college credits and everything. Yeah.
A lot of CE. Yeah.
Yeah. He brought back a lot of good ideas. So yeah, it's paying off, I would say. But
Yeah, that's super
exciting.
cool that it's something you can relate to the business and
Specific training. Yeah.
yeah.
So where'd you go to school?
yeah, I was going to ask that.
Yeah, so I went to Northern State in Aberdeen, South Dakota.
Nice.
I always said it was a great school and a not so great place because it gets very, very cold there.
Okay.
Very
Gotcha.
cold east of the river.
Yeah.
Lots of wind and dampness.
Yeah, and
Humidity.
then in the summer, you're like, all right, it's nice out. No more frozen tundra, and then it just smells like a swamp. So that's fun. A lot of mosquitoes.
Okay.
Good times.
But yeah, the campus was really cool. I didn't really know what I wanted to do going into it. I liked science, and then I'd been around a lot of nurses and things like that in my life, so I thought pre-med.
Sure.
And then worked at the hospital for a few summers, and it takes a special person that I am not to do that kind of stuff.
I could see you like on a Grey's Anatomy, like a TV
Yeah,
doctor.
yeah, I'm soap opera guy. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is soap opera still a thing?
the next George
Yeah.
Clooney, like on ER,
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that the show? he was on?
McDreamy, yeah.
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 We can cut all of this out, Dante.
But we're not gonna.
Yeah, but it's all
No,
gonna
it's
stay.
fine.
It's good.
We're in the flow state. It's
Yeah,
good. I like it. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I can't act. I don't
Well,
think
you
I'd make
learn
it.
it. So getting back to real estate before we get too derailed here, what do you prefer? Do you prefer being a listing agent or a buying agent? Is that the right term? Am I right?
Yeah, buyer's agent or listing agent. You're representing the seller or the buyer in the process. Most agents are going to tell you that signs in yards are what get you business. You know, people are seeing your name out there. But I personally, I just like being able to go around and look at homes. So I do like the buyer side more, a lot because they're always happy. They're like, we're getting out there and we're buying a home, whether that's our first home or a repeat home. They're excited. They like going out and looking at stuff. You know, you can be analytical when you're going through, and they can also go through there and picture their family or wherever their next steps in life are taking them. And then I like to go too and look around and, you know, have the wife tag along in the car, realtor in training, you know, and so she'll come in sometimes too. And, oh, if we had this, we can take this idea into our house. I'm like, another weekend project for me. You know?
Yeah, that's dangerous.
I know. Yeah.
Ends up costing you a lot of money. I got a patio going in at my house right now. Let me tell you, not cheap.
Why
Yeah.
don't you have them over? Maybe they'll find some ideas that they can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you ever do that speakeasy thing, that's what I'll need to.
I don't have the right room for it.
Yeah.
It's one of my goals for my next house is to have a speakeasy room.
I mean, what guy wouldn't?
Yeah. Man
Gotta
cave,
come see it,
you know.
Yeah. It's different than a man cave, though.
Cooler.
Yeah, different.
Less like beer signs on the wall and more
Yeah.
classy.
Classic.
Classy.
Classic.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I agree.
But people's happiness during that moment when they're looking for a home, that's contagious. So it gets you into the flow of it.
Really does.
Yep.
And I don't know. I like I like talking people through things, like kind of the teaching aspect of it. Like I like to walk my buyers through, because a lot of them, whether they be first time or repeat, you know, they don't know a whole bunch about the process or the documents or anything like that. And I like to get through a transaction and feel like they know enough where they could maybe do this, you know, but having the confidence still in me, where of course they'll come back.
Yeah.
But yeah, the teaching part is fun for me. I like explaining it, and I think it furthers my knowledge as well. Like,
Sure.
if I don't know something, I'm gonna find out how to do it, and you know, as I teach you that process, I'm gonna get better at it as well.
Yeah.
I think what's nice too and important about having an agent is you're able to point out a lot of things that maybe a general buyer wouldn't notice on a house. And so maybe they're looking at a house at the top of their budget and they go in, but there's things that need to be done that they don't have the money for. And so you're able to educate them on that and point that out to help save them time, save them money.
Yep, exactly.
Headache down the road.
Yeah, yeah. That process is huge. That home inspection phase is super important, because a lot of those buyers are going in there and you know, they might not have enough money to do these big expensive repairs, and that home inspection, whether it just be us walking through and we can see these issues in the home, or if it does take a more in-depth look from a licensed home inspector, they can really save a lot of money, whether that's backing out of the deal completely, or maybe working with the seller to have that paid for and done by the time you close. Because buyers don't want to close on this property with this long list of items and not have any of them done. You know, they want to maybe go after these big ones. Hey, the roof was hailed out. We need to get that fixed. You know, we had, on our purchase, like a month ago when my wife and I bought, we had some foundation issues that got taken care of, you know, and that just, we just wouldn't have been able to do that on top of the home purchase. And then you're sitting on top of that, knowing that your foundation is bad. So that's not fun.
So you were actually, sorry.
No, you go ahead, buddy.
You actually are cutting edge in this area on a new market that's emerging. You have bunkers listed on your website. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so that was, so I do sub in your BNI group, your networking group. And it was a funny caveat from another member in the group talking about how people are kind of worried about the market or the election or doomsday-esque vibes. And I did walk through a property probably about a month ago, not listed by my office, but we can show any property. And it actually did have a little hollow spot in the master bedroom. And on the documentation, it said there was a bunker down there. Sellers haven't been into it for many, many years, and it's sealed up. But
wow,
you know, you go in there, you tear up that carpet, and you got a bunker. They think there's 4 beds down there, and you know, and then they got people are putting in bunkers all over the place. There you go. But the access
You got to
point.
show me this house.
I don't know if it's still on the market. I have to look. But the access point is in the master bedroom. I don't know if you want it.
We'll just change that.
Because then you're just hiding.
Yeah, that's fine.
She'll know where to find you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Pound on the floor. Get up here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's exciting. I've seen a lot of those bunkers too. Like, is that Edgemont has those somewhere? That you can buy. They're like not too cheap, but if you want that.
It's I've heard about people driving out there and taking a look at those, and they're pretty particular with who they let in, I think. But there's interesting people everywhere.
Yeah. That's true. I think that's pretty awesome that you find enjoyment in that part, that where you get to walk people through it, help them kind of be educated, because me and my wife have yet to buy a home. Hopefully we'll get to that point here soon, but I think people are kind of waiting for the interest rates to kind of stabilize a little bit. But that'll be great for someone like you who loves doing that aspect to it, because I'm going to need a lot of education when I'm at that point of looking to buy a home. So someone like you who'd be willing to, you know, help us through every step of the way, it's going to be a commodity, I think.
Yeah, of course. And you know, you and your wife are going to want to walk through and look for these major items, like, is this home going to work for us and our family and the point we're at in our life? Everyone's in a different point, and this house might work for you, but not the next person. And you don't want to care about the other stuff. You don't want to crawl through that crawl space, get all the spiders on you. That's my job.
Sure. Yeah, Dan's expertise is definitely in Star Wars, so he could tell you what.
I don't know, man. I've seen he's got the Star Wars tattoo, and we were talking about pop culture before we started recording. You're very knowledgeable about that stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah, just grew up that way. Yeah. Dad's a nerd. I'm a nerd. Brother's a nerd.
So not to get off too off topic, but have you been to a Comic-Con? I do have to ask you.
I have not.
You have not.
No,
okay.
Not to that. That's the next tier.
That's the next tier.
Dan's there.
Yeah.
We did go to. I went with some friends to the Denver one.
Sure.
And I think that was a good beginner's one, because I'd never been before. A lot of people, but not near as crazy as like San Diego or some of those other ones.
I'd like to go. I don't know.
Another fun activity that Dan did was he drove to Omaha to go to a Star Wars symphony.
Yes. Yep, you got to watch the movie.
You're laughing, but that's kind of cool.
Next level.
That's kind of
That's
cool.
next level commitment. It is cool.
Yeah. I mean,
I would not drive to Omaha for that.
It was amazing. It was amazing. They played Empire Strikes Back on a projector, and while that was going, the orchestra played the music live.
Yeah, I've seen videos of those.
I did cry.
That'd be so cool. Yeah. It'd be so cool to see in person.
Yeah. Well, when it's like, so you said you grew up with it. So it's like when you grow up with something like that, and you go to it as an adult and you hear the music, it like takes you back. It just hits you.
Oh yeah.
You know.
You don't have to talk to me about crying. I cry more than when I know.
But that happens in the speakeasy where no one can see it.
No, just everywhere, anytime, all the time.
Yeah, they may not ask him back these next 2 years to that school he's got, because I guess he cried during the courses when he, when he saw it.
Almost.
Yeah,
a couple
almost.
times.
Like, I don't know if we want this guy back.
Yep. I'm just so proud of my team here at Aspen. So, when they asked me to talk about it, it's just emotions come up.
I get it. I
Yep.
get it.
So we had an interesting question that we wanted to ask you. What is the most unexpected piece of advice that you have ever received?
Yeah, kind of thinking on that. I feel like my answer changes over time. I think a really good, unexpected piece of advice that I got was actually what I heard just at an office sales meeting. All the agents are talking, and somebody mentioned that we're not here for this closing, we're here for the next one. And what that means to me is that, yes, I'm extremely happy for you on this closing. Awesome, great. But I'm here to do my best possible job so that you do come back to me in 3 years, 5 years, wherever down the road. Maybe even refer friends and family to me. And, I feel like it's a big thing in real estate. Like statistically, it's an untrustworthy profession. There's a lot of, people don't have good feelings when they think about realtors.
Sure. Yeah.
It's up there with car salesmen, you know.
Lawyers.
Yeah.
Dentists.
People don't trust their lawyers? I feel like they gotta trust their lawyer, right?
They just have negative connotations.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying.
I've never met a bad lawyer or a
I
mean
feel like
lawyer.
dentists maybe a personal, you had a bad experience with,
I hate
he's asking you
getting my teeth
questions
drilled.
while you're,
Yeah.
shots
and
in
then,
the mouth.
they always talk to you where they're working. Yeah, anyway, off topic.
Yeah, but going back to it, that's, I just thought that was super cool because it's a small town, and, a person scorned is going to tell 10 people, and someone that you do a good job for is going to tell one person.
Sure.
So it really is that, if it's a $100,000 deal or $1 million home, I'm going to treat that with the same level of respect.
Yep.
And go through both those transactions with a fine-tooth comb.
Sure. Yep.
So let's talk about the Rapid City market. What do you see how do you see the market going in the future? It seems like we're seeing more and more $1 million homes or very expensive homes coming on the market. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, we have, it's definitely an interesting time. August 17th, we're going to see a lot of big changes as far as agent commission goes. No longer going to be offered on the MLS. So when you go to look at a house and your buyer's agent sees that, they're not going to see what they're compensated anymore. It's just going to change a little bit. Buyers and sellers are going to be a lot more aware of everything that's going on. It'll be clearly outlined in everything you sign. This percentage goes to the buyer's agent or the seller's agent. In the purchase agreement, you can negotiate those things. So we're going to see some changes there. And as far as the market goes, I think there's some people kind of on hold right now. I know I have some people that are looking to put their houses on the market, but we're kind of waiting until that change hits.
Sure.
But I do see some more of those expensive houses on the market, and I think it's just once you hit a certain price, your days on the market is just going to be longer because there's a lot more buyers looking 400, 300. So you list your house at 500 plus, you're probably going to sit longer, and the next one that comes up, they're both going to be there, and the people are going to be like, there's a lot of houses in this price range right now, just because they are. Some of them still go really, really fast, and I've definitely seen houses go, pop on the market, be gone the next day in those $5 to $8, $9 million range. But a lot of it definitely right now is if it's move-in ready and it looks nice and it shows well, and your buyers can walk through and picture that, they're going pretty fast. If it's something that maybe needs some work, it might sit a little longer right now.
Gotcha.
So the old shag carpet and the wallpaper from the 70s isn't helping.
Yeah, it's just, there's a certain people that are looking for that.
Sammy loves shag carpet.
I was thinking more investors to tear it out, but Sammy can have her shag carpet. It's just, I think, there's a lot of buyers that have kind of been very wary with these interest rates, with whatever else they're thinking is going on, you know, maybe waiting on the election.
Yep.
All those, I've heard all kinds of different things about why people are waiting. And I feel like a lot of those buyers that are waiting are going to kind of start coming back, and they're going to be like, we've been waiting for so long. We want the one that fits. We don't want to put in, you know, this money into X. We want that one.
Not your dream home
for
yet.
50,000 less than it's,
Yeah.
you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm a realtor's worst nightmare because I'm like, let's look at 1 million houses and then lowball all of them.
Yeah, that's what I think is fun though.
They're
'cause
like,
then
that's
I get
not
a look,
realistic,
too.
Miles. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm cheap.
Yeah, I mean, and we definitely see them go under contract at that. You know, we'll see people lowball, and you know, maybe they ask for 20,000 less, or a lot of seller concessions, or things like that. And you know, they can happen. If it really depends on the seller's situation. If they're wanting to maybe sit around and wait for the next one, by all means, go ahead. But
I just always view like the transverse is true. Like if you're the seller, let's shoot for the moon and see if someone goes for it. And if not, I'm happy taking this. So
right,
you know,
right.
it's all about negotiation. I love negotiating. I'll negotiate at Target.
Target.
I have, and
Is that allowed?
I have. I got a expensive TV for 75% off because it was someone ordered it online and returned it to the store, and they're like, "Yeah, let's get it out of here."
You were like in the customer returns area, huh?
No, it was just in electronics.
Was that the picture frame TV you got? Yeah.
Yep.
You ever seen one of those? It's like
Those things are, yeah.
And then they had it on clearance, and then I said, "Could you do any better?" And they're like, "Yeah, we can."
That's crazy. Those picture frame ones are like, I feel like TVs in general are the one thing in our economy that's going down in price. But then those picture ones come out, and those are super expensive.
Yeah, it's like $3,000 TV. It's crazy.
I lost that argument with my wife.
I did not pay anywhere near that,
We don't have one of those.
but it is worth all the money. They're awesome. You
Yeah,
can leave them
especially
on
if you're putting
24/7.
them somewhere like here.
Yep.
Picture most of the
Yeah, I
time.
tried to get one for here, but I didn't win that budget battle. So,
Well, now it's endorsed.
Yeah, there we go. So speaking of, we were talking about customers and helping them out. What is your favorite type of customer, would you say?
I mean, I'd work with absolutely anybody. That being said, people in similar life positions to me, I really enjoy working with first-time home buyers. Kind of circles back to what we talked about earlier with that teaching and walking them through the process. I just enjoy it a lot, just walking those people through the process. Whereas you get somebody they're on their 6th home, and this is their forever one level entry. They're selling their big one, getting into this.
Yep.
You know, they've bought and listed multiple times, and they don't need to hear anything from me. And so I do enjoy being able to talk them through everything. And
Sure.
so I think that first-time home buyer is super fun to work with for me.
Gotcha.
A little biased towards them, I think.
Oh, that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. So like you said, especially if you enjoy the teaching aspect of it, that's completely understandable.
Yeah, it's super fun, and I just feel like it gets a better connection with that person, other than just, you know, unlocking the door and letting them in, getting to walk them through, show them things, teach them where to look if they go to the next one, you know.
Sure.
Just all those little things that help them out. I like imparting that knowledge. Like, hey, I know something. Look at that.
So we actually had a realtor on an earlier episode of this, and we asked her this question. I think it's a good question. How important is it for someone who's trying to sell their home to make sure their house is clean, to make sure that the house is show ready? Can that be overestimated, how important that is to make sure the home is looking nice for that?
No, I mean, it really, especially, we just talked about how I was thinking that people are really liking those move-in ready homes.
Yep.
So that goes right back to that. You know, it comes down to everything. If your exterior paint looks bad, that's the first thing they see when they walk up. You know, if they walk in and you got stuff on the countertops, that's just extra clutter that they can't envision. Everything that you got going could ruin what their vision looks like.
Sure.
So it really is absolutely everything. Even the little things that you think might not make a huge difference can definitely make a difference for that one buyer. Maybe it's just one person that walks through that doesn't like your Star Wars picture on the wall, you know, but
Sure.
you take that down. Yeah.
Yeah. Coffee table with the Lego Millennium Falcon in it.
Yeah, can't hide the Legos.
No,
So you can take
it's gotta
down the
stay there.
pictures. The Legos are staying.
Yeah, that's just,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, and I remember I had related when my mom and dad, I think, were looking to buy a house many years ago. They had toured one where the guy was a big game hunter, so he had one room that was just dedicated to showing off all those trophies, and that was a deal breaker for my parents because they see all these animal heads on the wall, and my mom was horrified. So
Oh no.
she was like, yeah, no, I can't picture myself living here because of that. So I think that's kind of what you're talking about. Some of those things maybe you don't think of, but that could be.
I bet the person selling that house was proud. They're like, everyone's
Yeah.
gonna come through and see my
How
cool
impressive
room.
it
is. Yeah.
Especially here in Rapid City.
Yeah.
South Dakota in general.
It's a well-traveled person.
Mhm.
Big hunting.
Yeah, and then you have your mom walked through and
like,
she's
"Oh."
horrified. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to test your ethics portion of your realtor's exam. What is the best neighborhood to buy a house in Rapid City?
Oh, geez. It completely depends on what you as an individual is looking for.
That's the right answer.
So
We learned last time that as a realtor, you can't have a personal opinion on where the best neighborhood is.
I mean, I can have my personal opinion, but that's off the clock.
Can't
And
share it.
on my own time when my wife and I are looking at houses.
But you're right. It's what works for the individual, right?
Yeah,
Close to their work,
I
close to
mean,
their schools.
Really, it really is. It's everyone's got that thing that they need.
Yep.
I need to be in X school district, or I need to be close to grandma. All kinds of different things. Let's go close to grandma then. Grandma's on this side of town. Let's look at houses on that side of town.
Further away from my in-laws.
Yeah. Grandma's on this side of town. We'll go over here. Yeah.
Not me personally. I'm just saying someone might be on their checklist.
I think you said my in-laws.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Can we
I'm
replay the
speaking
tape, please?
as the individual.
Got the court reporter in the background. That's what you said.
Stenographer, yeah.
I think
Yep.
you did.
Let's read that back.
But yeah, it's it is an ethical thing, but at the same time, I really think it's not up to me to decide where a certain buyer should live. I can give you access to crime statistics, all these different websites that can help you, the school board website, all these different things that you can do your own research on, and you can make that decision. We'll go look at the houses in that area.
Yep.
But I'm not going to tell you can't live there because I live there.
Sure.
I want to be your neighbor, Dante.
You can't live there because I live there. That's off the clock.
So when you're not doing this kind of work, what are you doing with your free time? What do you and your family like to do?
Yeah, currently my wife and I are super busy with the house. We still got a room full of boxes, so
Yep.
that's fun.
Newlyweds and new homeowners.
Yeah, life moves
His
so
honeydew
quick.
list is long.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
How long have you been married?
Since April of this year.
April. Okay. Well, congratulations, sir.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's
thank
awesome.
you. Yeah, it's, we've been together for like 8 years, so it was about time.
Yeah, about your. Well, that's right. High school sweethearts.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of hobbies, and
Mm-hmm.
she hates that about me. I pick them up all the time,
Sure.
and they're always expensive.
Yep. Fly fishing.
Fly fishing
Did you
is
get
a
to
big
get?
one.
Did you get out and do that very much this year, or not really?
No,
too much?
not a bunch this summer, which is a good thing, I guess, if you look
Mm-hmm.
at it the right way.
He's still a young man, so he hasn't
Plenty
got
of
into the bourbon collection and the smoking meats hobbies yet.
Nope, I have
Yeah.
not.
Give him about 10 years.
Yeah, those will come. Those
Yeah.
will come because I pick them up very easily. They're,
Yeah.
This is the guy to talk to about the bourbon collection. He's
I
probably
know.
already told
And
you
the
that.
Oh,
smoking
yeah.
meat.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was promised this was a bourbon podcast, actually.
Yeah, we haven't got that approved by upper management
I
yet,
see that. Yeah.
but we're working on it pretty hard. Pretty hard.
Our waiting list would fill up pretty quick if the people
Yeah.
knew they got a free,
Yeah.
bottle of bourbon with everyone.
Yeah, that's true. I would have signed on.
A
right
long
away.
time ago.
I wouldn't have dodged you at all.
Sure. Sure. I don't know if I believe that. But, well, I think that about does it for our time
That
to
was
wrap
quick.
up. Yeah, it goes by fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good company, good conversation.
Yep.
If our members want to employ you for your services to help them sell their home or find their dream home, how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, I'm always going to answer my phone. That's the easiest way to reach me. It's 605-484-2322. If you email me, text me that you emailed me. So,
And what's your email?
oh gosh, first name, middle initial, last name. It's long. It's very long.
So
Put it in the
text them
captions.
to get
yeah,
the email.
yeah, calling, texting.
Yep.
Yep.
It'll be in the
Yeah, captions it.
yes.
It's so
Yep.
so long.
Comments, whatever.
Saying it over the phone, I'm like, why did I
And
choose this email?
You're part of the Black Hills Realty
I
team.
am.
Where's your
Yep.
office located?
Yep. So we're off of 5th Street, right next to Cohort Craft Brewery. So you can, we can meet there
There we go.
at the brewery.
Talk about houses over beer. Nothing better.
Exactly.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for
Thank you,
being on.
Dante.
Of course. Thanks for having
For our viewers, thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe and share with your friends. And yeah, if you want to get a hold of Dante,
You know how?
you know how. Yeah, use those means. But until next time, when we dig up another story from the Grove, thank you for tuning in. Aspen Uprooted. Thank you, Dante.
Aspen Uprooted, we're taking it deep.